The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, squeezably soft host, David White. And we've got a market out here that, for all the movement in the S&P, which is, what is it? Let's go back here and take a quick look and just see as we start the show. S&P, we've got to actually move it around here a little bit, off 2 points, 1.7 billion shares today. Not a lot of follow-through from yesterday's bigger move for the Fed. You can attribute that to maybe expiration, but there are so many correlations breaking here today that I got out of my short-term long and actually got some at least medium-term protection to the downside, thinking that there is something bigger going on. Of course, if you have been watching gold, huge move. Want to congratulate those folks that were in that move. I continue to think that if everything is as advertised, we're going to see a bigger pullback in gold, but don't think we're going to get it today. Up $41. Now, probably the most important thing that I was looking at coming in this morning before we really started seeing a lot of movement in some of these commodities, and I hear Andy's got a bunch of new trades out here today, so maybe he'll talk at least on the edges on them, since we're not, or maybe not everybody yet is a subscriber to his newsletter. But it is going to be interesting. Crude's up 47 cents. Now, I was expecting gold to be down, dollar to be up, and we got just the opposite. Gold up huge, and dollar index off about 30 cents. And my guess is we've got something else going on, and I'm not exactly sure that we've seen it just yet, or the real reason. Partly probably the reaction or delayed reaction to Yellen yesterday being extra dovish put a little fire under the thought that we are going to have much stronger inflation over the next 6 months. I think that the market was hoping that she would start talking at least a little bit about retreating from the position, and that we got so many happy pills yesterday. Good for the equity markets for a day. But you would think that, especially after the huge moves that we saw in Asia and some of the other places around the world following up our move yesterday, that we would have a follow-through day. And absolutely just the opposite. Decent volume, a lot of stocks that were highly short rolling back down. And normally, especially in options expiration, you don't get a lot of opportunities to get out of short positions, especially highly short positions after a decent move. And that we're not following up today is highly problematic, even into options expiration. I figured we'd be up maybe 5 points and then maybe get a 10-point pullback tomorrow or something like that. But to see the just sanguine reaction to this market, probably, I think it was probably about 10 o'clock. I started looking at a lot of different stocks out here and thinking, okay, they popped this morning, they're rolling over, and index is not really doing that much so far. But it started to get me at least a little worried, and I sold my one token along today, and I'm glad because it's down another 60 cents since I sold it. And started getting downside protection in the market. Those really haven't picked up yet, but I'm thinking maybe over the next couple of days we're going to see something coming out of this market that's going to surprise. One of the reasons, and I'll start looking at specific stocks, but IBM really looked like it had the opportunity to go out here and at $85 and stick it to the man for expiration. It's off 88 cents today. Some of these other stocks that should have been able to and have in the past always run into expiration are not. And that has me a little bit worried. I started putting on shorts earlier this week and had some long positions too. But pretty much now I'm just a little pessimistic when we actually look at some of these stocks. I have one long in the Tech Insider, and I think it's reacting fairly decently for today. We'll have to keep a close eye on it. But I haven't been wildly optimistic. Actually added some shorts in the Tech Insider today. And we'll be looking at some of these other markets to come back in. But I think there's some low-hanging fruit, even if the market does not decide to cooperate. A lot of stocks out here fairly weak. Of course, the president just got off the blower. Yeah, he's off. And talking about kind of a Vietnam approach to the Iraqi situation. That is incrementalism. I don't know if it'll work out any better than it did last time. I'm kind of a fan of the Powell doctrine, which is get in there and do it all at once, which is what we probably should have done to begin with and didn't. We were kind of half incrementalism, but this sounds pretty much the incrementalism that we heard pretty much through the 60s. And there may not be a great answer. I may not be the biggest fan of the president or a fan at all or downright hostile to him most times. But sometimes there aren't any great answers, only bad and worse. And I don't know if there is a great answer to these positions today. Anyway, we've got one closing on 1.8 billion shares. Again, didn't have a lot, did go to a higher high today. I've been thinking that we were going to continue to kind of just stumble up here, but I thought that we probably needed a couple of 3 days of higher prices out here and haven't got them. And even though we're just off 1 point on the S&P cash, just the action of a lot of stocks out here, stocks like IBM, some others, have me thinking that there are people already looking for some exits. And maybe we could continue to stumble on up. But, you know, it looks to me like the street is trying to throw everything in, including the bathwater next week. 15 IPOs coming out. GoPro is one of them. And I'm wondering if we are going to have a very soft week for that IPO business. That right now, I just don't see any kind of follow through on any of these stocks from yesterday. And maybe we get it in the next couple of days. But it's hard for me to see anybody really wanting to jump in. Maybe where they're finally nervous enough because of international pressures. Maybe because we've got a crisis of our own at the borders with people coming in sick and no room to put them. And, of course, dumping them all over the United States. We could have a fairly decent outbreak of a handful of diseases. A lot of times these things come out of nowhere. Like the Mideast, where you had 1,500 people basically almost take over a country. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, in history today, in 1969, the New York Stock Exchange was so far behind on its paperwork that it had to close each Wednesday. We talked about that over the last couple of weeks. And what they finally did, and it seems like maybe it's a convenient excuse so that they can always blame the computers. But finally, on this day in 1969, said that they would spend $7.5 million to upgrade its computer systems so that they could actually trade stocks. And these guys, kind of the last to ever spend any money. You'd think if money was your commodity, you'd always make sure that your computers were working perfectly, lest that be your money on the way out the door. But they didn't do it. Anyway, I wanted to look at some stocks fairly early. Been sending some emails to Andy, and I haven't really heard back from him. Maybe he'll chime in here. But some of the stocks that I was looking at were some of these exploration companies out here that certainly look in energy like maybe we've got something happening. This is kind of the first thing this morning I put in my newsletter that made me start thinking that there was something going on, maybe bigger out here. That pretty much the rally that we'd had up in this market had been being pushed by energy in itself. But what I did not like is the last couple of days of energy up in companies like Tereso. Let me go ahead. There's about 4 of them here, so hopefully I'll get through them. Engaged in refining and marketing petroleum products in the United States, operates in 2 segments, refining and retail. This one was into its December 2nd high that had 6.1 million shares, $59.59. Of course, it spiked through it today. You would have seen that 6.1 million shares. We got about 2.2 today. So maybe the volume comes in the next few days, but didn't get me all warm and fuzzy. Comstock, another one, okay, in the same kind of business out here. Let me read you their profile so you know what business these guys are in. Independent energy company, acquires, develops, explores, and produces oil and natural gas properties in the United States. Well, with all the problems, possible hurricanes, Iraq falling. If there was a stock that could at least temporarily blow out its high, you'd think it would be some of these stocks. Comstock, CRK is the symbol on this one, up to its April 24th high that had 2.3 million shares in it. And what do we have today? 368,000 as we go above it, and probably going to close below it. So we will continue to keep an eye on some of these things. But it is interesting. Was that it? I thought there was one more out here. Cimarex Energy, another one of these companies up here at these highs. And again, let's get their profile so I can read it to you also. Cimarex operates an independent oil and gas exploration and production company primarily in Texas. Yet another one, 3.8 million shares for its spike into the May 7th high at 139.90. 3.8 million shares, and kind of rolling back over here at, you win above it by what? What do we call that, $1.30? 1.5 million shares compared to 1.8 million shares, and it's starting to pull back. Not a lot of volume out here right now, but my question is, what's it going to take to actually blow these stocks up and through these highs as they hang out here? Or are we seeing maybe with the president talking about adding at least limited support to the Iraqis if this isn't at least a temporary high in some of these stocks? We'll be back in a minute. You can always give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com, or you can test the mustard in the den.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different future contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now, you can receive a free 2-week trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the signal box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we are back. And we've got a lot of stuff going on. Amazon yesterday kicked out a new phone. Amazon. Kind of tough to see whether or not there's any kind of lasting effort for it. Seemed to be a collective yawn and, of course, a pullback today in the price for Amazon. The new phone has some new features, but I'm going to call them at least gimmicky at best. And, of course, the idea is even if they only find 500,000 people for this new phone, it does have some new features that would work on a regular phone, too. So the whole idea is I'm wondering why they're making a special phone. Maybe there's some deals that they haven't made or thought that they could get better treatment. But one of the new features is called Firefly, and you can have this thing always running. So no matter what you see, you can always hit a button. It'll take you right to the page in Amazon where you can buy it. And one click and you're done. So kind of an interesting idea on the way of picking up additional revenue in Amazon. The question is, why didn't you just make Firefly available to your customers, have them put it on a regular phone? And I'm not exactly sure there's a great answer for any of the stuff that Amazon's doing right now. Almost all of these tablet manufacturers have kind of hit a wall, and the amount of tablet sales has fallen down, whether it's Apple or Amazon with their cheap HDX ones, which is probably the best value out there in $150, $100, $200 range. Of course, Samsung with the more expensive ones going up against the iPads. But Amazon's inexpensive giveaway, lost leader tablets kind of force you into their ecosystem. At least it hadn't been a huge disaster. I didn't think it would be a huge success. But I have a feeling after last night, everybody looking at it in Amazon, this phone probably not going to amount to a hill of beans, probably not going to hit the bottom line as a loser or a winner. But interesting technology, but I don't think it's going to be anything that moves the needle. Normally, these big companies as big as Amazon or IBM or Google, you really got to have something that's going to, at least more than a couple of days, have something that's going to, quote, quote, move the needle. And I didn't see that in that at all. Been waiting for the announcement from the Supreme Court. Arrow company we've been talking about for a while that basically is renting you a digital video player and antenna at their location. And if you listen to the folks at Arrow, pretty much only saying one thing, which is the only thing we're arguing about is the length of the antenna cable, and or whether it's digital or it's a piece of coax, which is probably a pretty good argument. That could happen any minute and start affecting a lot of the broadcasters. I have not seen that come through. Maybe the Supreme Court will hold it until after market hours today, but said that they would release it today. I have not seen any news articles showing it, that it has come out. I'll check it again during the break to see if there's anything new. Other news out here.
Not those guys again.
Well, Harley Davidson's decided to get into the Tesla business today. Going to be making an electric motorcycle. And, of course, if you haven't seen the South Park episode where they're all mad about the Harley guys wandering around at 5 miles an hour, just revving up their bikes and making a lot of noise, one of the better South Park episodes out here. Nice little flag out here on the candle today. This thing had broken out with a volume on the 22nd of April, and it is an interesting day. Nice little pop-up here, 1.2 million shares, and it is just kind of light volume out here. You wanted to see this thing come back in here to, let's see, yeah, 5.8 million shares into 2 million shares in a nice little bounce. So it could be it. So I don't know if you can make a lot out of this, and or the potential, long-term potential for electric motorcycles. Those guys kind of like loud bikes. What are they going to put speakers on it and make it sound like a jet engine or something? They have to do something. Anyway, we will be back in a minute and we'll start looking at more stocks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com, educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Well, we got gold up $45 now, silver up $1 at $20.85, platinum up $22, and crude 13 cents. He had a very big reaction to Yellen yesterday. At least that's what I think it is. I haven't dug in that far. Natural gas off 43 cents, or at least UNG's off 43 cents. Apple off 67 cents. So kind of an interesting move out here where we don't see a great deal of movement in the indexes itself. Trading out at 19.55 on the S&P cash, 1.9 billion shares. And I'll kind of go through, I had a couple of things I wanted to go through. And I think I nodded off during the breakout here. Hang on just a second. Maybe I've got it up here. Finance. Hang on just a second. I think I got it. Yeah, there it is. And, why did I type it in when I had it on the link? Just wanted to see anything else out here. Okay. Nobody else blaming anybody else but Yellen for the move on gold. Just wanted to check on some of this stuff. See if we had anything else real big in the way of movers out here. I guess we have a few out here. KR beat on revenues. KR. Okay. Nice pop on Kroger. You'd think that some of these places that are seeing higher rates on commodities, especially food, might be hurting out here, especially when we started looking at, what was it, ConAgra yesterday with their canned food not doing so well. Kroger, nice pop out here today. Let's see what they had to say. In that, Kroger says, shoppers are gaining confidence. Let's see. Kroger said shoppers seem to be gaining more confidence in the economy as the quarterly sales rose to a better than expected 4.6% at stores open for at least 15 months. So I guess that's all it took. Decent earnings out here. Let's see if there's anything longer term out here. Just looks like a huge move from $20 all the way up to 50 over time. Yeah, July 24th, 2012, $20.98 for the last major low before this thing really started taking off. And nice little buy point out here. Had that low tested from June 13th of 2012 at $21.18, 11 million shares. Went below it with 6.8 million shares, and the rest is history, as they say. So kind of an interesting move out here. What else do we have, Coach? COH. Guided below double-digit revenues decline. Investor Day conference consistent call for fiscal year 15. Revenue down 2.3%. Why they didn't want to hear that from Coach. This thing has set up yet another huge move down, and down to 35. See if there's anything else out here. This thing's just broken. Let's see if we go back even some longer term, see if there's anything out here. Okay. The next stop is $33.75 from the July 20th, 2010 low in Coach. Yeah, 5 million shares and, of course, 30 million today. This thing has broken, and it's going all the way back to that July 20th low, $33.75, and maybe even worse. But interesting move on that. BlackBerry came out with earnings, and give me a second here. The BBRY? Yeah, BBRY. Listen a little bit about what these guys had to say. Basically, they've fired everybody. They've cut the costs. They've sold whatever they could. Kind of like one of those movies where you see everybody always saying, we need to get more weight out of the plane. We need more weight out of the plane. They're throwing everything that they can find out the windows, out the door of the airplane to try to lighten it up. It's normally never enough. Probably not going to be enough for BlackBerry. What they have done, though, is make sure that there won't be any new forward products. They've made sure that they've gotten rid of anybody that costs anything. And unless you're shipping a product that actually brings in money, probably at the warehouse gate, your job's probably gone. Done a very good job of getting that done. And as long as they can continue to sell products at this pace and at this level, they can probably stay in business for a while. But again, these products will continue to age. Those products will continue to probably sell less. And without the ability to put anything new out there, it is just a matter of time when you sell your seed corn, which is exactly what BlackBerry did. And, of course, I surmise that they will continue to try to find somebody to buy them out. They will not do it. And in the meantime, big holders of BlackBerry that are dying to get out are going to do everything in the world like this and have the CEO talk up the stock to try to get as many people into the stock and distribute the paper before this company goes out of business. As far as I can tell, not any real different than Radio Shack, which right now is in a huge brouhaha on fighting bondholders. 4.1 million shares down here today at $1.22 or $1.02, excuse me, for the low today. But right now, the bondholders are holding Radio Shack's pretty much liquidation up. And I think it's just a matter of probably next week or the week after before we get the big news that Radio Shack is going to go bankrupt. and they're trying to negotiate with those bondholders right now, or at least last night. The bonds were trading at 76 cents on the dollar, and the question is whether or not they're going to be able to hold that. And Check, of course, going to try to make that more painful for the bondholders and try to negotiate them on whether or not and how they go bankrupt and how much, if any, cash is left over for those bondholders. But 76 cents on the dollar doesn't sound great to me. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can post messages in the den and or email me at path@tfnn.com. And I think everybody's kind of wrapped up in a market going sideways here for the most part, off one and change, 1.9 billion shares on the New York Stock Exchange. Consolidated tape. Let's see if, I think that there's some others out here I wanted to look at on my list. Just BlackBerry CLC. Okay. Claricor beat on EPS by 11 cents, beat on revenues, guided fiscal year 14 EPS above consensus, revenues above consensus, invest more than $10 million in new innovation center. And this thing, nice pop right back up and filling the gap. And that gap came down on 1 million shares. Even on a nice day like today, it's going to be tough to not have everybody want to try to get their cash back as soon as possible. And basically going through that gap down, and with about half the volume up today, and it's back down to where that gap actually started. And that gap started on the 16th of January of this year with 1 million shares, 500,000 into it. So it's going to be tough. Claricor. Let's find out what these guys do. Provides filtration products, filtration systems, services, and consumer and industrial packaging products worldwide. Its engine mobile filtration segment offers air, oil, fuel, coolant, transmission. I guess if you can strain it, they do it. So Claricor, nice earnings and pop up, and going to have to chew through a lot of these folks dying to get their cash back on Claricor. As a loser, we've got KBR out here. KBR. And it is down. Missed on EPSs by 66 cents, missed. On revenues, company will undergo a strategic review, which means, boy, can anybody buy us out before we blow up? And down on heavy volume, 9.9 million shares already. Going to easily come down to this May 20th low at 22.48, and maybe you find support there and maybe you don't. Of course, KBR, the engineering construction services company worldwide, mostly in gas monetization, and constructs liquefied natural gas and gas to liquid facilities. You would think if a company was going to be doing good in liquefied natural gas, it would certainly be now, not later, with the prices up over the year. This thing just continues to go down on heavy volume. So I don't think there's a great deal on that one. PPO is down. I know that the Kramer had been pushing this incredibly hard into earnings, and they had watched this come up, downgraded neutral. And this had gone in the last high, August 8th, $48.41. Had 1.2 million shares there, went above it and stayed above it yesterday. June 18th was at $48.48, 370,000 shares yesterday. And of course, down on 689,000 already today. And kind of a good business to be in if you believe on the long-term problem. But again, how can these companies not be getting love up here if crude is indeed going higher and not getting weaker? Now, you've tested that high. It has been with lighter volume. You've got some gaps down, but I'm pretty sure Polypore, let me read it again, but I'm pretty sure this is the company that does all the sands for cracking. Polypore specialized membranes for the use in separation filtration process. The company also produces cell membranes for lithium batteries used in portable devices, cordless power tools, and other things. I think they make filters to filter the sand out of the water, but maybe it's not a big a problem. Forklifts, uninterruptible power supplies, membranes, membrane modules, technology, filtration products, and medical industrial applications. A lot of stuff out here, but certainly a top in this stock as we look at it. I think everybody's pretty much focused on gold in the den right now. It's a Goldfinger. And let's see what else we have out here. Yeah, very little movement in the indexes, and 1.95 billion shares. So let's go ahead and look at, I wanted to look at Red Hat, RHT. These guys came out with some fairly decent earnings, and kind of interesting out here to see how these guys do. Did come up. There was a little gap down. That gap was on March 28th. Had 7 million shares. Got into it today with 5.4 million shares. And the question I have here is, you still got time to get some more volume. It did go up through there temporarily, and you probably found a lot of people willing to take their cash. Red Hat, of course, they make a variant of Linux and sell the support, not the product per se. They have their own programmers. If you need a driver for something, you can call them up or pay them to do it if you're a big company like Google. I think Google uses companies like this, if not Red Hat themselves, that at least offer support for the free Linux operating system software. But you see this, you're probably going to get all you're going to get here until you get and chew through all the people that ended up losing. But it gives you good indication that these cloud companies still have a little juice left in the tank. So that was one that I thought was interesting. I'm trying to remember the other stock that came out last night, and I cannot. Maybe it's in my listing here. What's happening? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong window. No wonder. Okay, PPO GSAT. There's a penny stock. See if there's anything else going on out here. Okay, I'll take a look at some of this. Kodiak Oil and Gas rises after reportedly say being a potential takeover target. That's KOG. Take a quick look at that and see if there's any movement in this stock. Back up at the highs, not any volume. This is just the rest of it. And, of course, the news could be all phony, KOG. See if this one's got anything. Last print is 1442, up 38 cents. 4.2 million shares going up against 12 million shares. I tell you what, it looks like these, especially these energy stocks, a lot of them are right up, if you're in exploration, right up against the wall here without any volume. We'll be back in a minute.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Join Andy Hecht as he teaches you how to make money in commodities. The Commodities Hour, next on TFNN.
You know, we don't have much going on out here. In fact, when I looked at, let's go back here at least a few of these, I haven't seen this many in a sector. At least energy explorers. I don't see any really of the rest of these getting in too deep, but certainly looks like something going on here in the energy sector, and maybe crude continues to go up. Maybe these stocks have hit a high, but about 50% of the correlation of the last move, 30, 40 points of the S&P cash has been these energy stocks, and if they've topped out for a while, it may be problematic to get anything or any more momentum. Maybe it will be rotation next week, but certainly looks to me like just about all, at least in that one narrow sector of looking at oil and exploration, looks fully high, basically topping out. And I'll be watching over the next few days. Maybe I'll find one of these things in here to go short, but certainly looks very strange to see oil and exploration topping out or not getting any love with crude at $106. Normally, everybody is just all giddy and can't wait to throw some more money at explorers when crude's going up. And maybe we get some kind of resolution in that Mideast area here that has more to do with exploration than it has to do with actually maybe crack spreads and all the other stuff Andy talks about. I was looking through the news here just to see if anything else is going on. I see a lot of rumors, a lot of other stuff, but not so much anything else. Let's see, let's go back in here. There was a few things I wanted to discuss before the end of the show. Again, we're talking a lot about, Netflix. I wanted to look at that real quick. NFLX. They've signed a deal with Chelsea Handler, who was on E for a while. Doesn't seem to help them today. They are going to be starting on episodic television shows. She does a show every night where basically they bring in a bunch of comedians, flip them $50, and they rip on people. I kind of liked it for a while. It got a little bit old. But you had some nice volume out of this in Netflix yesterday. A little pullback maybe into this gap that we saw a couple of days ago. Should act support right around 430. But I'm kind of wondering whether or not them getting into the content business directly themselves is the best thing. But I have a feeling they are. Anyway, she does a nightly show. They're going to be doing a few specials as she runs out of time at E, which I think she's there till the end of the year. And then they're going to bring her back in late or in middle of 2015. And the question is whether or not they're just going to do a bunch of old shows and dump them out like they do the new, Orange is the New Black, that kind of stuff. Or all the other shows they do where you can watch them all at once. But going to be looking like they're going into that almost being a broadcast network just on the internet. And that is interesting to me. We talked a little bit about Oracle. I wanted to see how the Oracle was doing, ORCL, on their takeout of micros. A little bit of a pullback on this stock. Again, a lot of these stocks didn't have a lot of love yesterday or a lot of volume and kind of rolling back, even though the indexes aren't. And that kind of has me looking at these stocks, jaundice at least. But I don't know. You got Friday tomorrow, options expiration. Probably going to get some kind of news. I think it's going to shake this market in the next few days. We will see whether it's up or down. In the meantime, remember to sell when you can, not when you have to. And I will see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.